Most renovation advice out there today is just so backwards. It has you spending $50,000 just to increase your property value by 30 grand when it comes time to sell. Now, the truth is very rarely talked about because, well, the industry, it can't get rich selling you a $35 can of paint. But I don't care about getting rich. I care about getting you paid. So today we are counting down the top 10 money making projects that you can do, and the best one returns nearly 300% of what you spend. Let's get into it. At number 10, we talk about refinishing your existing hardwood floors. Now, if you have hardwood hiding underneath that old carpet, and a surprising number of homes do, this really pays off. A full sand, stain, and seal runs approximately $3 to $5 per square foot. So for a typical main living area, let's just call it $2,000 to $4,000. Hardwood floors consistently return 70 to 80% of the refinishing costs, but more importantly, they help homes sell faster because hardwood indicates that somebody invested in the home, where old carpet just basically says, hey, here's another Saturday chore for you. Every piece of furniture actually looks better sitting on clean hardwood. It's almost the Instagram filter of the real estate world. So if cash is tight and you can't afford a whole house refinish, don't worry about it. Just focus on those main living areas and the hallway. Those are the floors that people are going to see, and those are the floors that sell. Number 9 seems small, but it punches way above its weight class. And this is a smart thermostat. Now, these typically cost between $150 and $250, and most people won't even bring this up because it doesn't show up on the traditional cost versus value chart. The investment here is, too small to track, but it does two very important things that I want to bring up. First, it indicates upkeep and modernity. Like it or not, buyers under 50 have come to expect some smart home features, and a programmable smart thermostat on the wall says, hey, this home has been updated. But second, and this is the sneaky part that I like, it gives you a story to tell. Meaning, if you pair a smart thermostat with 12 months of low energy bills and you have that selling feature that's right there in the listing description, you're not really selling a gadget anymore. You're selling the idea that this house costs less to own every single month. And that is a conversation that matters when buyers are already stressed out about things like mortgage rates. Number 8 is the bathroom refresh. This is not a gut job renovation. This is a refresh. So a new faucet, a new mirror, maybe some updated towel bars, a fresh caulk around the tub, and I don't know, maybe a new vanity if the current one looks like it was moonlighting as a pro wrestling prop. A mid-range bathroom update returns about 74% of the cost according to the data, but the real payoff is what it prevents. You see, dated bathrooms are one of the top reasons buyers will either lowball or walk away from a listing entirely. You don't need heated floors or a beautiful rain shower head. What you need is clean grout, matching hardware, and a mirror that was not hung during a different presidential administration. Number 7, the minor kitchen refresh. Again, not a remodel here, not even close. If your cabinets look terrible, instead of replacing them, simply find a professional who has a great track record of doing this right and have them refinished or repainted. Swap the hardware for something more modern, add a simple tile backsplash, and hop on Facebook Marketplace for some newer appliances if the current stack looks like it survived the Cold War. The 2025 data shows that minor kitchen updates can return more than 100% of what you spend. Your total investment should hover somewhere in the $2,000 to $4,000 range. And this is the absolutely critical rule. Keep the existing layout and the plumbing untouched, because the minute you start moving pipes, you have now escalated from smart investment to expensive dreaming, right? We're not here to design your dream kitchen. This is more about creating a clean, neutral space where the next owner can project their own cooking show dreams onto. Number 6 is one of the most underrated moves on this list, and that is updating your light fixtures, replacing every dated brass boob light that you have hanging off the ceiling. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. No? Just me. I'm the only guy who sees that. Okay. Well, anyway, replacing those fixtures with clean, modern ones doesn't deliver a giant ROI statistic, but what it does is it works on a different level. You see, lighting affects how a buyer feels about a space, and it's kind of difficult to quantify that sort of a feeling with number, but it's beyond argument that well-lit homes feel bigger. Modern fixtures give the impression that the home has been well-maintained and updated. So a $40 fixture from the hardware store can make a $5,000 kitchen update look twice as nice. And now we're at the tipping point of the list where everything from here on out puts real money back in your pocket. And the top three made me wonder why anybody would ever spend six figures on a kitchen model. Let's get into it with number five. This is interior paint. A gallon of decent paint costs somewhere around 35 bucks. And while hiring a crew to do a full interior can run into the thousands of dollars depending on your square footage, this is one of those jobs you could actually do yourself for the cost of materials and a sore back. The home sale data consistently indicate that the fresh, neutral paint can add $10,000 or more in perceived value. Now, the key word here is neutral. I want you to think warm whites and soft grays, grayish, all right, if you're feeling bold. This is absolutely not the time for your accent wall experiment. Because do you want to know what color does not sell houses? It's that burnt sienna that you picked at midnight after 3 episodes of a home design show and a half a bottle of wine. Paint is great because it sort of covers up all of the sins. It eliminates odors trapped in old coatings. It photographs like a dream. And dollar for dollar, paint is the closest thing to free money in home improvement. Number four, power washing plus curb appeal. Washing your entire exterior, and this is the driveway, the siding, the walkways, deck, fence, etc., costs between $50 to $100 to rent a pro machine, or you could probably pay much more for that for a professional service. But even if the pros do it, it is so worth it because the visual transformation is just dramatic. It genuinely looks like you repainted the whole house. That algae and mildew and a decade of neglect just vanish like your excuses at the all-you-can-eat buffet. And what's more, when a potential buyer walks up to a dirty exterior of a home, in the back of their mind, they're already thinking, wow, this guy has really just been on autopilot here instead of maintaining the home. However, a nicely kept, clean exterior tells them that the owner of this home was actually paying attention. Now, if you combine this with about $100 in fresh mulch around your foundation beds and another $30 in seasonal flowers by the front door, you have created listing photos that will stop a buyer mid-scroll. Your yard doesn't need to win a magazine cover. It just needs to look like somebody who lives there occasionally stepped outside and cared about what they saw. Number three, the steel entry door. Now, I know this sounds off the wall. It costs an average of $2,400, but the return is over 200%, according to the 2025 Cost versus Value report. It's been said that your front door is the handshake of your house. A buyer grabs that handle and starts deciding right then and there whether to trust everything that sits behind it. Modern steel doors don't look like they're meant to protect fallout shelters anymore. The modern ones are durable, beautiful, energy efficient, and they require almost zero upkeep. If your current door closes with all of the confidence of a wet napkin, this is some of the best money you will spend on your home. Now, keep in mind, if your current door is in great shape, do not replace it, all right? The advice here is specifically for a door that is warped, drafty, or dented, or just makes your house look like it found out you have jury duty. If your door is still solid and functional, it just needs a facelift, just paint it for 50 bucks and call it a day. But when the door genuinely needs replacing, steel is one of the few projects in real estate that literally makes you money. All right, we're down to the final two, and both of these are so good they almost feel illegal. At number two, we have a professional deep clean. Not Sunday tidying, not, hey, we have some guests coming, so let's shove everything in the closet. I mean, hiring a crew of pros to attack every grout line, every window track, every baseboard, every cabinet interior, and that ceiling fan blade that you've been pretending is invisible since the Seinfeld finale. Top real estate agents consistently estimate that a thorough deep clean and declutter can add 3 to 5% to your home sale price. A big deal is 3 to 5%. Well, on a $350,000 home, that's between $10,000 and $17,000 in extra perceived value. And this is all for a job that costs maybe $500. This is a brilliant cheat code, and here's where the psychology sits behind it. If a buyer walks into a sparkling clean home, their brain tells them, hey, wow, this place is well maintained. But when they walk into a grimy run, their brain is screaming at them, what the hell else did they neglect? Don't think of this as simply cleaning tile or scrubbing grout. This is you kind of rewriting the story that the buyer mentally tells themselves before they even start doing the math to see whether they can afford your home or not. And here we are at number one, and this is the undisputed heavyweight champion of home improvements. It's a new garage door. I was totally blown away by this, as I'm sure you are. This didn't even enter my mind as a possibility of taking number one, but here we are. According to the report that I linked in the description below, this project returns approximately 268% of what you spend. So if you invest around $4,700, you add roughly $12,500 in resale value. That's nearly $8,000 in your pocket for something that gets installed in a single afternoon. And here's why. Your garage door covers up to a third of your home's facade. Every buyer forms their first impression by staring directly at it while sitting in the driveway, deciding whether they're even going to walk inside or not. So a dented, faded 20-year-old garage door might as well sport a tattoo that reads deferred maintenance. A clean, insulated door, on the other hand, kind of smiles and it says, hey, we care about this place and you should too. Of all the projects in this entire cost versus value report, kitchens, bathrooms, additions, everything, this one has been number one for 6 of the last 7 years, and it's not even close. Nearly 300% of what you spend comes back to you. I told you that would be worth sticking around for, but it still gets better because now I'm going to show you how we get a multiple here that makes all of this work together instead of treating these projects like individual efforts. You stack them. You start with a deep clean because everything else looks better on clean canvas. And then you paint. Then you tackle the exterior. This is power washing, mulching, and the flowers, remember? Then the big curb appeal wins, if they make sense for your house. That was the garage door and the front door. And then light fixtures, the kitchen refresh, and bathroom updates if they need it. A smart thermostat takes only 15 minutes, and you can do that last. So let's pretend you did the full stack here and pretend you spend what, $15,000 depending on your home and which items actually apply. The potential return based on everything we just walked through is easily 3 to 5 times that number in additional perceived and appraisal value. So now that I've told you what helps you make money, I made this companion video right here and it talks about the cash vampires. These are the disastrous renovation choices that eat your equity alive. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out to hear the other side of the story. We'll see you there.